zero communication. They didn't put out any memo. The president didn't email us. The sheikh didn't email us. Managers didn't email us. So nobody had formal communication as to what's going on. We just simply know from crew gossip and basically crew telling each other what's going on. Nothing from the management. It's absolutely disgusting the way they've handled this. And it seems like they're letting everybody go. All of my friends, everyone's getting fired. If you've been here more than 3 years, you're going to have something on your file for sure. So no surprise, really no surprise. They basically just want to keep the new crew. So there you go. What you can know about Emirates is they don't care about your performance on board, and they don't care about seniority. That's it. I'm sad. I'm really sad. I'm waiting. Okay, we're done. This is the training college. It's empty now. So you're leaving where it all began. All the inspiration, all the training, you're the top, what is it, 20%, 5%?
Yeah.
25%.
We have a harder statistic than Harvard.
Harder to get into than... Oh my gosh.
Here?
We're trying to find the bathroom. This is my friend Kimmy. She came to support my firing.
Hiya.
I feel like this is wrong.
You are not fired. You are redundant.
Well, whatever, same
It's a
thing.
different term. Fired means
I
that
don't think we're supposed to go through all of this darkness for the toilet.
Maybe she said turn. It's group security already.
What the heck? Oh my gosh. So the meeting was really nice. Okay, it's too dark for me to do this vlog. I'm gonna do it all later. To create a positive and inspirational learning environment where trainees can enter with confidence and trust and leave with improved expertise. Oh. We're getting the chauffeur service back to our place. Go, darling.
All right.
Yes, sir. 198.
Onwards.
He will tell you where.
Here we go.
Drop and come. Okay, sir.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
This is so crazy. Onwards, guys. Don't be disappointed. They have no influence. All the feedback I gave them, they don't know what to say, but at least I had someone that listened to me. That's all I cared about. I told them I thought the way that this was being approached from the management was not professional, and she couldn't say I agree, but she nodded her head, and I could tell in her eyes that she agreed. So at the end of the day, who knows who's making these decisions? Hopefully whoever continues on with Emirates adds a little more humility and empathy to this company, because at the end of the day, that's all we wanted: transparency, communication, and a little more support, I think, from a company that we've devoted years of time to. So I let her do her prepared speech, it's due to COVID, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I appreciate, you had this prepared script, I know, but at the end of the day, the way this was handled was really unprofessional. And I understand this is not you, this is not your decision, and you're in a really uncomfortable situation because you're here delivering this bad news all day for how long. Yeah. But at the end of the day, all people want is some transparency. Just send out a memo. Guys, we're really sorry. We didn't anticipate this, but we need to make cuts. It's gonna happen over this amount of time. Now it's just crews are getting emails at midnight telling them to come in at 7 a.m. It's just not right. I mean, If you look at the memo that Etihad sent their crew, it's so nice. And she almost had like tears in her eyes, and as I'm giving her this feedback, and she's like, I know, Robert, and we've met some wonderful people. We have to say goodbye to them. It's due to the circumstance. And I said, but it's not really due to the circumstance,
Yeah,
because
it's
you
just
should
how
be
you
letting
did
go
it.
of the junior crew.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, aviation works on seniority, and you're going through files. So I said, how is it done? She said, it's performance based. And I said, well, it's not really performance, because this is my compliment. And I held up like this whole thing of printed compliments I have, like 80 pages. And I was like, it's not really performance. It's simply just attendance. That's what it is. And I was like, I understand nothing is going to change, but if you're going to continue to work here, at some point somebody needs to step up and say, this isn't right how we do things. Like, you have high performers, you have people with so many compliments on their file, but you're going to get rid of them because they were sick for a month from something. Like, I was like, the junior crew, I said, if anything, I think people would be more accepting of this situation, because she kept saying, like, you know, this is unusual circumstance, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, but every other airline does seniority first. So if you would at least just get rid of the junior crew first, then people are going to be more understanding when it comes to them. But right now you have crew that are still in probation, and they're getting flights to the US. Of course, someone that's flying less than a year is going to have no sickness versus somebody that's been here for 3 years.
Exactly.
So I don't want to speak ill of my employer, especially while I'm still in the country. I'm grateful for my time, but I think at the end of the day, with this company, it's all about money, and that's why they're that's why they're doing it this way. Because if they cared about people that had good performance and things like that, it would be a seniority-based system. But they don't, and they're probably gonna, when they do rehire, everything is gonna be on a completely different contract, less money, and I think that's what they want, because they're really projecting into the future, which I understand. I think Emirates probably has a lot of financial obligations all over the world. Who knows? Like, you know what I mean? It's not just Emirates the plane, it's like the whole brand and everything. Like,
yeah, the sponsorships, the teams, soccer teams,
yeah,
all of that.
So, you know, I can't say why or how they're making it from an HR standpoint, but what I can say is for sure, I don't think it's performance based. And I think that's what's unfortunate when you give a company so many years. And this isn't just me. I mean, I've only been here 4 years, but you have people that have been here 11, 12, 13, 14, almost reaching their 15th year. That's where it's really sad. So that's it. She was nice. She took the feedback. Onwards. I've written onwards on my envelope. Kimmy's gonna be soon.
I'm prepared. I'm mentally prepared for it.
I mean, it's just unfortunate they're really getting rid of everyone, but except the new crew. But there's no point in complaining. You know, I used to get so angry about things that I thought were wrong or unethical or not fair, and at the end of the day, all that does is create undue stress in your life. So, you know, what's that saying? Give me the strength to something, the things I cannot change, to overcome the things I cannot change, and the courage to accept what I can change. What's that quote?
I have no idea.
There's some quote, something about that. Anyways, onwards. I'm writing onwards because Howard Schultz, the CEO and owner of Starbucks, wrote a book called Onwards. And this company continually points to Starbucks as a company they want to be like and have a strong brand of. And I always have said to my manager, or anybody listening, if you want to be like that company, it starts from the top, and you need to look at the CEO of that company, who is Howard Schultz, who truly believes in giving back to his people and investing in his people, and he doesn't view investing in his people as a cost to the company. And that's how Starbucks came out of their recession many, many years ago. So he wrote a book called Onwards, and here we are, onwards to the next chapter. Thank you so much, Emirates. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Any last words?
No,
She's like, what the f***? I've just been sitting here this whole time you're talking so much.
Well, I'm gonna be next week, so I don't know if I'm gonna be that positive once I find out that I'm gonna get fired and there's still people who are on probation that has clear files because they just started flying.
That's what's not fair, but
and they haven't even graduated yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pissed, but let's see.
I'm trying to be positive. Onwards. All right, so this is it. I am going to drop off my Emirates uniform. We have to go back to training college where it all began to give them back the uniform because they don't want uniform pieces floating around in the world, I suppose, for people to dress up as. Also, it's a safety risk, you know, for someone to have a uniform of an airline because they can try to go to an airport, pass as air crew, this sort of thing. I'm gonna keep the suitcases because they are nice quality and I have so much stuff that I have to ship back in cargo. So it's a very strange feeling, yeah, to be doing this, I suppose. To go back and drop off the uniform when I was hoping I was going to have a job this year. But, you know, I believe really everything happens for a reason. And this was definitely the kick in the bum that I needed to get out. I think, you know, considering the circumstance... most people that had a job would, of course, prefer to stay in a job right now during coronavirus. I would suggest anyone that wasn't laid off due to COVID-19 or, you know, this pandemic to keep their job because it's just safety. It's, you know, it's just right now we're all surviving. We're all in survival mode. I don't think anybody is living the life they wanted to live right now. So, of course, I was planning to wait it out, but the universe has other things in store for me. I do truly believe that. I think that I'm being called back to the US for a reason. So hopefully I'm gonna get in touch. Hopefully I'm gonna get in touch with what that reason is. So I'm running late, which is funny because I'm always late. And as an air crew, you definitely should not be late because being on time is very important. One thing I do regret is I didn't do a photo shoot in the desert. All these crew are doing it. I don't think it's something anybody ever did, but since people were being made redundant and a lot of people couldn't take their final picture, you know, out by the plane or working on board, people started going to this area in Dubai where it's just this really deserted road and you can see the skyline. So in the morning, you know, for sunrise, it's really, really beautiful. You can see the whole like Dubai skyline, the Burj Khalifa and everything. So people are going with their uniform and their suitcase and they're taking it. Some people are making fun of people like that. I mean, I think, you know what, do it. If it makes you happy and stuff, why not? Like, it's a nice memory to keep of the job. And, you know, at the end of the day, like, we're all rushing to get out of here fast. A lot of people are just over it. They want to go home. But, you know, when you're older, you're going to look at that picture and you're going to smile and it's going to be something nice. So I didn't have a chance to do it. But yeah, that's it. I'm returning the uniform today, and then tomorrow I go to headquarters. I'm not doing it the same day because I'm driving today, and tomorrow I'm going to just take the bus because I don't want to deal with parking at the headquarters. And that's really it, man. It's the end of an era. Wow, so that was it. It was so fast. I literally just went in and she was like, you have everything inside? Okay, then they ask you to go to the back in the storage room and you see like thousands and thousands of coats, shirts, pants all hung up. They have piles of all the old suitcases, boxes and boxes of shoes. I mean, it's just crazy how many things they have stockpiled and then how many things were also returned because so many people have been made redundant due to this virus. So it was very interesting to get a little glimpse of to get a glimpse of the storeroom. She was so sweet. She was like, all the best to you. Have a beautiful life. I was like, thank you. I am gonna have a beautiful life. Onwards and upwards, guys. Driving through my old neighborhood because the training college is in this place called Garut. And that's where one of the Emirates accommodations is. And I was lucky enough to have that as my first accommodation. It's nice because obviously you start in training college for 6 weeks. So I could walk to training college and then it's very close to the airport. So I'm driving through it now and it's bringing up so many memories because I lived here for about a year and a half, close to 2 years. And then I switched to living in downtown Sheikh Zayed Road. Just driving through that neighborhood, man, it made me smile. It made me realize like I really have been here a long time. 4 years, it's essentially, you know, the same amount of time you go to college. When I think of college and 4 years in college and how much growing I did, how many experiences I had, it's very similar. This was like, you know, an adult college. I learned so much, and, you know, just driving through that old neighborhood, it made me realize that as fast as this job can make life go, also parts of it are very far back and feel like a totally different lifetime ago. Like when I used to live in Al Garud, and, you know, during the first 2 years of my Emirates experience, it was such a different lifestyle I had. You know, I had completely different friends. I had a completely different experience, not necessarily because of the location, but just because of how, you know, you kind of evolve and grow into yourself in this job. You know, I think a lot of people really find themselves over time in this career. And plus I joined when I was 29 and I'm 33 now. So, you know, I've also really started to fully transition into myself as a man and into adulthood. So, you know, the way I live my life now is, you know, a little different than I did when I was 29. But yeah, it was just cool to be in that area. I mean, who knows when I'll ever be there again. Maybe one day I'll be coming back to Dubai to take a vacation and show my friends around. I do wish some of my friends had visited me while I lived here. I would have loved to play host and show them Dubai. Unfortunately, a lot of people just don't have the time to take off work or the money for a vacation like that, but I would really have loved to host some of my friends. So hopefully in the next future or in the next couple years, we'll all have the means and the funds to be able to take a trip to Dubai together, and I can kind of show them my old stomping grounds. Okay, it is muggy AF. It's 6:45 in the morning, and I am going to drop off all of my final items at headquarters. This is the end of the era. This is the end. This is the official very last day. I waited until the last day to do everything, drop off my uniform. Did that yesterday. Now we're going to drop the IDs, duty-free pouch. I kept my crew suitcase. You're allowed to keep it because I've had this one for 4 years, so they give it to you for free, which is such a nice gesture. Actually, you're due a new one after 4 years, and they got a different style. So, oh, there's the bus, so we're here. So, as you can see, they have these lines, so only one person per seat. Right now, we don't have many flights operating, so there's not going to be many crew that actually are taking the bus. Some of them live in different accommodations that actually don't have a bus route. This one is for downtown, so it goes to 3 different buildings. So they run it through the night because that's what a lot of our departures occur. And the last bus going from headquarters back to my building is actually at like 8 a.m. So it only runs from like midnight to 8 a.m. Otherwise, what they do is they send the drivers that the flight crew usually get, because the captains and the first officers, they pick them up actually by private car, which is nice, especially in the morning when you're running late. So they will extend that same service to the cabin crew that have flights rostered on the days. So that's how little these flights are going off, because if they're able to pick up all the cabin crew by private car, you know that the flight operations are not nearly what they were in the beginning. Because before, at this time, 6:50 in the morning now, it would be packed full of crew, because checking in, you know, between 6 and 8 a.m. was high time. Okay, that's it. My final bus ride. The final time. So, standing in that line waiting to return my cards made me realize like how ready I was to leave. And I know there's like a large group of crew, tons of people that have been made redundant that are, going to be opening cases against the company. They're going to be taken into court, asking for redundancy package, trying to get more money. And I was just like, I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to be done. I had a great time here. It was a great experience, but I'm not looking to drag something out or chase money that I wasn't even going to get in the first place. So I think that's what I realized standing there, is that I was ready to just move on. And that was the final thing. Drop the cards, say goodbye. Thank you for the experience. Thank you for the lessons you taught me, even though there were many frustrating times. But all in all, it was something that I will never forget and always cherish. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to be exiting through these doors. That's the final time. The last exit from headquarters. The last entrance onto my bus. It's truly the end of an era.